Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're doing this cute little gift box, ornaments and greens and lights, fun little centerpiece or something to put on your porch on the table. So let's get started. I'll show you what I found at Michael's. So the first thing you're gonna need is our 6x6 green FloraFōM cube. And that is gonna fit nicely right inside this lidded box. The project's actually done in a black box, but I'm gonna do it in white just to give you a little variety today. I found this really pretty dangly green frosted pine branch with little baby pine cones. Oh, is that the one? Yes. And then this branch, is this the same branch? Maybe I didn't use that other one. Okay, so maybe this dangly one is not on there. I think it's this one. So same frosted pine branch with pine cones, so you'll need one of those. And then this really pretty blue glittery floral branch. Also, it just says navy fern on it. It's glittered. You'll need one of those. And then I found these string lights. They are 100 warm white with a battery pack. So you'll need batteries, AA batteries for that also. And then I found this big tube of ornaments. I just like the variety and the color and the styles of ornaments in this tube. You're not gonna need them all, but we've got some ideas to use up your extras. And I also found, so on the black box, I used this green velvet ribbon, which you can also use on white, but just to show you a little variety, I found some dark blue velvet ribbon and this glittery that I'm going to use over top of the blue for the white box. All right, and then tools, you'll need some scissors for your ribbon. You'll need possibly some wire cutters for the stem. And then we also are going to be using 3-inch and 6-inch wired wood picks. So all they are is a little wood pick with a little wire. And you see the wire? Kind of. Little wire attached to the top. And that's how we're going to attach the ornaments. And a glue gun. So you'll want to use low temp just so that it doesn't melt the foam or the little plastic ornaments if you glue any of those in. All right, and then if you have any questions today, we have Sylvia on chat, so she can help out with any questions that you might have. And where are people watching from today?
We have makers from Michigan and Utah.
Nice. Welcome. So you can glue this in the box. If you want to reuse the box, you don't have to glue it in. It'll stay in there nicely. So if you want to add a little glue just to keep it in, you can do that at this time. But you'll want to put your cube inside your box. And then the first step will be to lay this branch. So it has 3 separate branches that come out from it. So what I did is from one corner, you're gonna pin, say, let me show you from the top. So see where I have that on this back corner? You're gonna want that to stay right there. Did I put floral pins in the, did I put floral pins in the material list? All right. All right, so
I'm
we're gonna
looking now.
glue.
Yes, you do have the pins there.
I do have floral pins in there? Oh, good, I'm gonna use them then. All right, so take your floral pin and you're gonna pin this stem right there at that back corner. So this part of the stem is actually gonna hold your lid. So you're gonna wanna bend this back down and kind of see where your lid's gonna fit. But see how that's gonna hold that up there for you? And I think I told you to get packing tape. I'm gonna put one more pin at this other end just to keep it in there securely. You're pin that right down along the top of the, and then give this one a bend so it bends down the front of the box and trails down the front. And then these other two, kind of bend them so they trail down those two sides. And that should be good. I did put that one in. You do need this dangly one. So over top of that branch, we're gonna fill in with this trailing branch. And that's just gonna lay right over top of that bottom branch. You'll have some trail out, and I'm gonna steal a little bit off, like the last three off one end, and we're gonna use that in the top for the bow. So this branch you can trim right off. So, and we're just gonna poke this right into the top. Just push that right in there and then just spread these out and let them hang with the others. Like so. All right. I'm gonna grab this tape. So that's just gonna be your base to hold all your ornaments. And we're gonna do the same thing with this third branch. The blue glitter branch. You're gonna lay it right over top. And this also has three, so you're gonna separate them out. You'll let that front one hang down the front of the box. Bend one so it hangs down the side. And bend one so it hangs down the other side. So you have a little bit of that blue glitter spread out like so. And you can trim the stem off this blue and insert that into the top also. All right. So far, you're gonna have this. So a little bit of blue, a little bit of both branches. I think you can see what I'm doing a little easier from the top. All right, and then the reason for these little picks We're gonna, so you could probably glue in all of these ornaments, but if you want to be able to use them again, we're going to use these picks, and that way, if you decide on another decoration next year or want to use the ornaments somewhere else, they won't be all glued and unusable. So just dump a few out so that you have a good selection on your table of all the styles. And then take your pick and you're just gonna thread it through the little eyelet and give it a twist. And that's just gonna put that ornament right on a little pick for you. And then you just start adding them in. So we'll start, keep doing this, and we'll get a pretty good base. So like that, and then just twist them till they're tight and add it in. We're just gonna keep doing that. Do the colors evenly spaced so that you have a little bit of each style and color mixed around. Is everyone all decorated for Christmas? Is anybody chatting with us today, Sylvia?
Well, nobody
Not yet.
commented on their decorations yet, but we do have our tree up. We went with a real tree this year, which is
Nice.
always an adventure and so fun to decorate.
Yes. And it smells good too.
It does smell good.
So does anyone have any questions so far?
We did have a question about the size of the box that you're using, and it's the 8-inch box from Michaels, which fits our 6-inch foam cube perfectly.
It does. And the nice thing about it is you have a little bit of room for the battery box for the lights. You can slide it right down between the cube and the box. And it's right out of the way. We're just making a base of ornaments with these 3-inch picks. And then we'll use the 6-inch picks for the next layer. And again, this is just so that you don't have to waste the ornaments and glue them in and then not be able to use them again. It's just a nice way to be able to change it up if you want to do a different color next year or however. And you can always add as many as you want. How many people do we have watching today? Does it tell us?
Looks like we have about 19.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome everyone. Just keeping on adding. Are people crafting along today or just watching? Are we making it for our own or making it for a gift, or are we making it to sell? I probably should have put the ribbon on first. That's all right. Well, we're filling in. It's like we're getting a pretty good base going. Put a few more of these in.
Looks like most people are watching along with you, Dondi, and looking to make it for themselves.
Nice. Yeah, and this battery pack, or these battery lights I have, what does it say? 8 modes? Yeah, 8 modes. So they do all kinds of different blinking styles. Again, we're just inserting that wire through the top, giving it a twist so it holds on, and popping it in place. Could even put a little music box down inside there. It could play music and be lit. What else do I need? I'll put a glittery one in there. Just trying to space out the colors and styles and sizes. That looks pretty good for a base. Set those aside and get these longer 6-inch picks. And
We had somebody ask if you use a certain amount of ornaments or if you just pack it till it's full.
yeah, it's totally up to you. However, I mean, if you want a pile of them coming out of here, you can do a pile of them, or you can tone it down and just do a thin layer. I'm kind of just going with what looks good. So I think it's just up to you, however full you want your box to be. So with these 6-inch ones, so if you want one to, I'm gonna move this one. If you want one to dangle down the side, just put it out further on the pick. Oh, shoot, it come right off the little stick. So if you put it down lower on the wire and then twist the wire together, then it will dangle down the pick. You can trim off that other end of your wire because you don't want that sticking out. And then when you put it in, it'll allow that ornament to dangle down the side. See what I mean? So it just gives you a little length for it to hang.
Dondi, is that why you would say you use the 6-inch pick versus the 3-inch for the dangly ones?
Yes, that's why we're using 2 sizes. So if I go way out on the end of this wire and twist that on and insert this pick, just make sure your picks are hidden in the greens. You don't want them to show. And poke that in there, and then that lets that one hang a little lower. And then if you want them way down here at the very end, you could always, oh, my wire come off again. You could always just glue to the greenery, would be fine. But this is, again, just so that you can reuse these ornaments if you want next year. Because gluing them in would probably be a lot faster. So I'm gonna put this one right at the very end. Well, for some reason, none of my little wires want to stay on my picks. I've never had that happen before. I don't get it. All right, and then this guy I'm going to put right out the front. Hide that pick inside there, and that'll hang way down at the end like that. And do that again at the very end. So it'll be at the very end of the pick, like so. And we'll let this one hang at this other corner. We'll just push that pick in at an angle, hide it down there, and let that ornament hang in the greens. And then you can also use the 6-inch pick. My fingers are all getting green. To get a few more out here. So also using the 6-inch pick, you can just get another layer on top of that 3-inch. So if you put it right up tight to the top of the pick, give it a twist. And then when you put it in, it will just stay up a little taller. And lay on top of the rest of them. We'll do another one dangling. So do it out at the end. We'll let this one hang. Out there too. And we're just going to keep building them up till we have a pretty good mound inside the box. We'll let a couple more dangle out front. I see a lot of these boxes online where they'll take they'll put the box itself and invert it so it's upside down, and then they put a post on the inside down to the lid, and the lid is the base, so it's kind of upside down, so it looks like all the ornaments are spilling out. That's kind of a cute look too. All right. Let's see. I'll do a glittery silver one back here. Looks like I need. I'll go about halfway, maybe a little less. I'll let this one hang. And just find a spot to hide that pick. And let that ornament hang out. All right. Let's see what it looks like from the front. Well, it's getting there. Looks like we need some more, but like I said, maybe we will glue a few down here. I wish you guys could see down further. So to get them down lower in the branches, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this top and just poke it into a branch and just hold it for a minute so that maybe I can do it this way. There we go. And just hold it there and let that glue dry. And then that'll get you some ornaments down lower towards the table. maybe a white one. And just a little bit of glue on the top of it. And then just right where the branches kind of come together. Let me see here. Maybe right there. Just in the little, where a little branch meets the stem, and tuck it in there, hold it for a minute. Make sure it's gonna stay. There. And that'll just get you a few down towards the bottom. Maybe we'll do a dark blue one down there too. Maybe up here. And just hold it and make sure that glue is going to dry. So we don't lose it. There. All right. Looks like I need a few more back here so that when you look through into the back here, you don't see any of that, this stick. So I'm going to add a couple more back here. Camouflage the stick back here. Does anyone have any good ideas? Is there anything that you would want to see made, like maybe a spring project that you would just love me to make? I am open for suggestions for craft ideas. Anybody has anything in mind? All right. I think I'm going to put one right here. Maybe a little.
Someone said they would love to see this box modified for Valentine's Day,
Oh, well, that's a cute idea.
or an arrangement with tulips.
There's someone that really loves tulips. I don't know if this is the same person, but this is the second time I've had a suggestion for tulips. So yeah, there's actually is a spring one with tulips. I did a little bunny centerpiece with fresh tulips in one of our classes last year that I used tulips.
Oh, Dondi, we've had a second for tulips, so might just have to bring it back.
I think so. That's okay. We can do tulips again. All right. I'm still seeing little holes, so I'm just going around and patching in where I feel we need another color or another ornament. That one can go there. I'll turn around, see what it looks like from the front. Oh, yeah. So the little dangly wires that you're letting hang down, you can just hide those wires that are hanging kind of behind the glitter stems, just to camouflage them a little bit so they're not just laying out front. Or you can hide them behind the greens just to get them out of the way. Right. It looks pretty full. All right, I'm gonna take a break on the ornaments and put on some ribbon. So because this ribbon is so much wider, I'm only gonna do 2 pieces of it, 2 sides. So I wanna do 1 in the front. So all I did was cut it so that it's about 1 inch longer than the box. Because I don't, just so that you don't waste the ribbon, I don't put it all the way underneath. I just added a little bit of glue to the one side. And then I'm gonna, this is why I said we should have put the ribbon on first, because now you gotta go under all this stuff. But all I did was put a little glue on the top of it and then tuck it in the inside over the edge of the container. And then a little bit of glue on the opposite side. And then I just tucked that under the bottom of the box. Like so. So that's what it's gonna look like. So just like that. And then, because that's pretty dark, I kind of liked this over top of it as an option. So again, you're just gonna cut it about 1 inch longer than the box. Add glue along the top edge. And you're gonna do the same thing. Tuck the top right inside the top edge of the box and just center it right over that blue ribbon so that it's two-tone. And glue it underneath. There, and that just adds a little sparkle under there, so it's not so dark. And then we'll do that on the opposite side also. I'm making a mess. So cut it about 9 inches. Then you could actually put this one right on there to begin with. So you're not fighting. So you could glue this right over top first. And then glue them both on together. Like so. That. And then you're gonna put a little glue on the edge and back inside the bottom or the top edge of the box. And again underneath, hold it in place. Cute. All right, now we'll do the top. So we're gonna go all the way across the top over the sides and then glue it on the inside edge of the box. So cut you a piece long enough to do that. Glue on both sides. and attach it. All right, and then you'll go over it same way with the glitter ribbon. Or if you're doing the green, you won't need to worry about this part. I'm just showing you an option. And if you're doing the green on the black box, I'd actually did that one on all 4 sides of the box. But because this one's a little wider, I'm just going to do one side. All right, and then if you want to make a bow that's doubled, that has the blue and the silver together, just go ahead and lay them together to start with. And you can actually make the bow with the 2 of them together. So you're going to figure out how long you want your tail, which we don't want it real long, maybe about a 5-inch tail would probably be enough. So you're going to pinch it right there. And you're going to make a loop. Figure you want your loop to be maybe 3 inches, 4 inches. And then you're going to pinch it again where that loop is. Keep your ribbons straight. And then we're going to make another loop from the back. It gets a little wonky, but it's doable. So you're going to bring that loop back to the center and you're going to pinch it again. And then give this part right here, just twist it until it's all the way twisted right over. And we'll make a little tiny loop in the center, and that'll give you your center of your bow. And then cut that off so that it's about the same length as the other one. And then if you take one of your 6-inch wood pick wires, you can use it to tie your bow off. So you just thread that wire through the center loop. Bring both ends to the back of the bow. And whoop, give them a twist. Real tight. You want that to hold together. And then you have your double bow. And then I always like to take my ends. If you fold them back on each other, take your scissors and go from the corner into the center. And then you make that nice dovetail. So fold them back and cut from the corner to the center. And that makes a nice little dovetails. All right. Now we're just going to take this and glue it to the top of this box. So we want it to follow the ribbon. So just make sure that you have your ribbons lined up and your bow the right way. We're going to add a pretty good amount of glue and pop that right on there. And then we have these few little greens that I borrowed from the big stem. So I'm just going to take these 2 and glue them out. Maybe I'll glue them out the back. So add a little glue and tuck those kind of right under the bow. We'll let those just hang out the top. And then we'll put this 3rd one at the bottom of the bow. Just tuck it in there, make sure it dries. All right. Now, I'm going to take a piece of packing tape, about 6 inches, and you're going to lay it underneath this piece of stem that we have to hold our top. And just put that on there and kind of get it ready, because this is going to hold the lid on while the glue is drying. So just get that ready. And we're going to add a little bit of glue. Oops. Oh. Okay, so this is not ideal. All right, so add a little bit of glue down the stem. And then position your lid like this. Set it on that glue and then pull that tape up. And that will hold it in place while your glue dries. I'm going to hold it. My tape's not exactly holding, but that's a lot of weight on there, so. Looks like it's going to hold, maybe. Yeah.
It was commented how beautiful your bow is, and I have to agree.
Oh, thank you. You guys want me to show you again? I can show you a bow again at the end. But I'm warning you, once you learn how to make pretty bows, you get requests from lots of people to make bows. Just so you know. All right, can you guys see that pick or that? Yeah, see, we can still see this branch back here. So one thing you can do is borrow a couple branches from Low that you don't really see. Maybe I'll borrow this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue them back here in front of this stem, and then you will not see it from the front. So we don't want to see the bow or the stem that holds the lid. So just add a few pieces of green and then maybe a couple more ornaments and fill in around that so you're not seeing that lid sticking out or that stem sticking out. We're gonna put another big one back here. Like it's kind of hiding it. Stick another one back there. What we got for time? Am I doing all right? I'm doing all right. All right. Camouflage that stem. That looks a little better. Can't see it now. You can see it from the top, but all we need to do is bend it down a little. Of course, you guys are looking from down up. But once you get up, you can't really see it. You could put a piece of ribbon in there too to hide it. All right, well, I better hurry up and put these lights in before we run out of time. So these lights are really long. So if you get them all off your little card. I did it so that it was a little easier to manage besides having them all single. Oh my goodness, what a nightmare. They're really long. All right. So what I did was I folded them in half. So just take the end and bring it to this little clear wire and stretch them all out. So you have two. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie. But once we do this, they'll be much more manageable. Okay, so there's two, and then you're going to bring the folded end back to the wire again, and then you'll have four. So you're going to go all the way down and fold those out. And then we're going to fold it in half again so that you have 8 pieces. And then twist this end together so they all kind of stay, so they don't go crazy on you. And then I made just kind of a loop, so like that. So you have 8 pieces sticking out there, and you have this loop, and then you have this little bunch here. I'm gonna wrap this through to keep that little loop there. You can drop your little, I don't have batteries in this one. So you can drop your little box back here between the foam cube and the box. We're gonna lay these other ones on top and then just start separating them out. Pull some down so that they go down with the branches. And tuck some in behind. Let some go over on this other side. And then this little pile, you're just gonna tuck some of them down deep inside the ornaments. Just push them down with your fingers. Spread them apart. Put some down here. Just spread them all out evenly as much as you can. You can take some more time to get them down inside the box or down inside the ornaments and spread them out a little nicer. That is basically it. I don't have batteries though. All right, so this one's not gonna light up because I didn't put batteries in there before class. But that is about it. So we have the white box with the blue and silver. And then you can see if you take the time to tuck in all the lights, they look much nicer, a little more organized. So I have a few minutes. I can show you guys what we have up for January 8th. We're going to do this really cute table centerpiece. So it's 2 pieces. It's on our 2x4x9, 12, 2x4x9 brick. So we made 2 of them. We're going to teach you how to make these cute little snowmen. And we made it in 2 pieces so that one, it's easy to move around on your table, but you can also put a little something in the middle of it and give it a little look, different look. These are the little ornaments from your ornament pack that I placed in there to look like little snowballs. But, or you could put candles in between here. Would be cute. But just a fun centerpiece idea. It could go on a mantle, go on, you know, entryway table, windowsill, mantle.
It sounds like everyone's really looking forward to that project.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. All right.
Before we leave, do you want to tell some ideas for what you could use all those extra bulbs for?
Oh, sure. So yes, you're gonna have a few extra. So a fun project would be to glue these to one of our foam cones and make a ornament tree. You could glue them to one of our foam balls and make ornament sphere to hang. You could add lights to it. But yeah, fun stuff. Or you can just place them in a dish with some lights and use them as a table decoration. But you are going to have some left over. Okay, everyone. Questions? All good? Want to see a bow again? No? No takers? All right. Well, happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.